I think a lot about like what kept me from quitting that first year when I made like, what was it, like $63. And then the next year when I only made like $350. And so I'm like, what? I think about it all the time because I'm like, most people would have quit and I didn't. Why? And now, I'm making millions of dollars and I'm so glad I never quit. And I'm trying to figure out like, what did I do right? Or what was the lesson or something I can share with you guys? And I've been thinking about this so much because I want to share it with you in case it's helpful. And I realized that ever since I was very young, like high school, like senior in high school, I've always kept my promises to myself. So if I said I was going to do something, I did it. If I said I was going to go introduce myself to a certain person, I remember like when I was a freshman in college, I'm like, I knew someone I wanted to introduce myself to. They worked in the admissions department. I like felt they were a good contact. And I was like, let me get the focus. There we go. I was like, I'm going to go introduce myself. I was terrified. I was 18 years old. I had no social skills, but I went up and introduced myself to this person. And she ended up giving me a job when I was in college. Like, it was a really good connection. And so I just demonstrated to myself that every time I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I think what that built is a trust in myself. So when I said, I'm going to start a successful business, I'm going to go full time in my business, I'm going to, make a ton of money in my business, because I had already demonstrated a habit of not breaking my promise to myself. If I said I was going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And so because I had worked the discipline of doing what I said I was going to do to myself, when either someone knew it or didn't, like it was just for me, like Maria keeps her promises to Maria for Maria's sake. I think that's why I wasn't worried when in that first year I didn't make a ton of money, and even in the second year when I didn't make a ton of money, because I had made a promise to myself that I was going to have a successful $1 million business, and over a period of time that's exactly what I do. And I'm confident that I'm gonna have a $100 million business, even though I've only made like $11 million total. I know one day I'm gonna have a $100 million business, and you heard it here first, and it's because I keep promises to myself. And so I'm not worried about the timeline. I'm not panicked about how long it takes. It's gonna take whatever it takes, but that's a commitment I've made to myself. And because I have such a long history and such a trust with myself that I honor the promises I make, I'm not worried about it. So I think so if you were like worried about, your business taking off, it's just something that worked for me. It's that trust with myself. And that might take years for you to repair with yourself. If you have a habit of saying, I'm going to wake up early and go for a run, and then you don't go for a run, or you say you're going to do XYZ thing that's good for you, and then you don't do it.